Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the International Human Rights Day virtual event hosted by United for Human Rights, the Florida chapter. This event is a celebration of the 72nd anniversary of the signing of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In 1948, the United Nations adopted this document. It was drafted as well as the United Nations was formed in response to the Second World War. Eleanor Roosevelt, who was the first lady at the time to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, chaired the committee which drafted this document that contains the 30 human rights that we all share. It is the most widely accepted document by countries around the world on human rights, and it is the most translated document in the world, available in over 500 languages. It contains the 30 rights that we all have, regardless of our skin color, regardless of where in the world we come from, regardless of our faith, regardless of anything. It contains those 30 rights that we have just because we are human. Human is a member of the Homo sapiens species, a person, and rights are things to which you are entitled or allowed, freedoms that are guaranteed. One of the stated purposes of the United Nations is to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person. International Human Rights Day is observed every year on December 10th, the day that the UN General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And this evening, of course, there will be awards given out to honorees in recognition of their hard work in the area and their contribution to human rights. There is the Presidential Volunteer Service Award and the Champion for Freedom Award. Both of those will be given to multiple honorees. And you will also hear from some other celebrities tonight. So now I will turn you over to Christopher King, the grandson of the late great blues legend B.B. King. Also the founder of the Gentleman's Course, which is a nonprofit organization based out of Florida, Tampa, Florida. They're dedicated to empowering youth with social skills, etiquette, decorum, and fighting human trafficking by knowing your rights. He is also the president of United for Human Rights, Florida. And he is also joined by Cristian Vargas, the executive director of United for Human Rights, Florida. So, okay guys, over to you.
Thank you so much, Erika. Wow, what an amazing intro that she did. We love you. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for who you are and for telling everyone why they're here today. I'm so excited. I'm just as excited as you are. And my name is Cristian Vargas, as Erika said, and this is my brother,
Christopher King, checking in, President of United for Human Rights, Florida. Today is an amazing day, and I hope everyone is ready for the event that we have in store for you. And as you see, displayed on our table is the human rights material that we use to educate not only ourselves, but the youth of today and the adults of the communities that we live in. So make sure, if you don't have your educator's kit, make sure you tune in and go to humanrightsflorida.com and order your kit for yourself so you can be educated in 2020. We want to start 2021 with a great year of education, and today we're going to talk about human rights. Christian?
I love it. I love it. So as it's Human Rights Day, International Human Rights Day, it's actually on December 10th, but we're just bringing it back 5 days just to give you a preview of what it means to be a human rights educator, human rights advocate. And that's why we're all here today. That's why we've got some amazing speakers lined up. That's why we've got all this material and all these resources for you out there so that you're watching and you know how to reach in. So we want to make sure that you share this video, share it with all your followers, share it on all your platforms so that we can reach as many people as possible with this message, as it's the most important message. And like my friend King over here said, we want to start 2021 with a bang. And that means that you got to jump on board and help us spread the word. So Instagram, help us spread the word. It's Human Rights Florida. On Facebook, you're on it right now. Help us spread the word. Follow us on Twitter, Human Rights FL. And everywhere else you got, just find us. We're probably on it. And so what we got coming up is the first speaker for the evening. I'm super excited. She is amazing.
Amazing.
But before we get into the first speaker, King, I want you to tell everyone a little bit about why you became the president of United for Human Rights. What got you to be involved? And tell us a little bit about why you are fighting for human rights here in Florida.
Now, you know that's a question that's really easy to answer. It's not going to be long, it's going to be short. And it's because of Human Right 29. It's our responsibility. We have an obligation not only to educate everyone in their natural and inalienable human rights. You got 30 of them. They're given to you from birth. So Human Rights, International Human Rights Day is the perfect opportunity. If you didn't get started before, get started now. I started working in human rights over 6 years ago, and it has really changed my life in its entirety. And the amount of lives I was able to touch and affect through my program, through the gentleman's course, and now being the president of United for Human Rights Florida just expanded that horizon and learning new people, new religions, new languages, because I still don't speak Spanish, brother.
We got to fix that. We got to fix that. They say we're brothers, but we're
working on it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
okay.
working on it.
So what we're going to do now is we want to show you an amazing human right. He mentioned it earlier. We have 30 videos, one for each human right, and we're going to show you our favorite human right, which is human right number 29, the right to responsibility. So with that being said, check it out, our public service announcement for number 29.
Good morning. I'm here to read you your rights.
My what?
We are all free and equal. Don't discriminate. You have the right to life.
You have the right to life and to live in freedom and safety.
You have a right to education. You have a right to your own things.
You have the right to Social Security. You have the right to play.
You have the right to democracy. You have the right to asylum.
You have the right to take responsibility.
And no one
And nobody can take these rights and freedoms away from you.
Why are you doing this?
You have a right to know.
Beautiful video.
Beautiful video.
Love it. Human right number 29, everyone, the right to responsibility.
Amazing.
And that's kind of what we base a lot of what we do. It's on that human rights.
It's not just mine. It's not just your responsibility. It's everybody's. We all have their responsibility.
That's right. That's right, brother. That's right. And so with that being said, there's a lady that's coming up, and she's a speaker. She's a beautiful lady. She takes responsibility for everything in her environment, and I love her to death. She's a beautiful, beautiful Venezuelan actress who's been in the industry for over 33 years.
33 years.
And so with that being said, she's gonna be here with us tonight to tell you about what she does with human rights all over Latin America and all over the world to promote them, to reinforce them, and to ensure that human rights are safeguarded for all. So ladies and gents, please welcome Miss Ruddy Rodriguez.
Thank you!
Oh.
Cristian, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. It's an honor. Thank you, United for Human Rights Florida, to invite me. For me, it's a pleasure. And, you know, such an incredible event. My goodness.
Awesome.
To be part
Thank
of.
you for coming,
Yeah,
Ruddy.
thank you,
We're
thank
so
you.
glad you could be here. We're going to leave you with those beautiful people to watch this
there.
beautiful lady, okay?
Okay.
So it's over to you. We're out of here.
Bye-bye.
Bye! What just happened? Oh my God. Well, my friend, I'm so glad to be here, but you know what? I'm gonna switch in Spanish because it's gonna be better, and then you're gonna read the subtitle, okay? Bueno, para mí es un inmenso placer estar con todos ustedes hoy celebrando este maravilloso Día Internacional sobre los Derechos Humanos. Y yo les voy a decir una cosa, a lo largo de todos los años de mi carrera como artista, he tenido la oportunidad de estar en diferentes partes de Latinoamérica, ayudando, trabajando y promoviendo los que son los derechos humanos. He tenido la oportunidad de trabajar con convenciones interreligiosas, también con la policía, con la armada, con diferentes grupos, también hasta con gangs. O sea, imagínense eso, también con niños en las diferentes escuelas y con entes gubernamentales. Pero una de las cosas que yo he visto que todos tienen en común, que una vez que conocen nuestro programa, adoptan nuestro programa educativo acerca de los derechos humanos, y de eso se trata. Porque yo me he dado cuenta que muchas personas no conocen sus derechos. Y no es una problemática solamente en Latinoamérica, sino en todas partes del mundo. Si tú no conoces tus derechos, entonces ¿cómo podemos resolver el problema? Entonces uno se da cuenta que tiene que ver con la educación. Cuando tú te educas, sabes sobre ese tema, sabes cuáles son tus derechos, lo aplicas en la sociedad, te haces responsable por lo que sabes, puedes ayudarte a ti y a otras personas a que conozcan. Y saben lo más importante de todo esto, que podemos bajar las estadísticas de todos estos grupos criminales que lo que quieren es seguir engañando, atrapando gente con mentiras, con tantas cosas que hacen. Mire, yo se lo digo como artista. Lo primero que ellos hacen es, te quiero hacer famosa. No, es que quiero ayudarte. No, es que quiero convertirte en una estrella. Mentira. Estos grupos lo que quieren es atrapar cada niño, cada adolescente, cada adulto para que sean parte de lo que llaman human traffic o tráfico humano. Entonces no podemos permitirlos, porque una vez que estas personas son víctimas del human traffic, ya su vida cambia. Le quitan sus esperanzas, le quitan su libertad, le quitan sus sueños, le quitan las ganas de seguir adelante. Y no lo podemos permitir. ¿Y cómo podemos ayudar a que estas estadísticas bajen? Bueno, con educación. Eso es lo más importante que podemos hacer, el armamento más importante. Y parte de nuestra ayuda, de nuestro deber como ciudadanos, es ayudar, prevenir, educar a todas estas personas para que conozcan sus derechos y así cambiar todas estas estadísticas por gente que se salva. Y ustedes, hoy, en el Día Internacional de los Derechos Humanos, están haciendo presencia con toda su responsabilidad de que están salvando vidas. ¿Y cómo lo hacen? A través que cada persona conozca sus derechos. Así que muchísimas gracias. Se les quiere así grandote. Y bueno, y ahora los dejo con los super hosts, Christopher and Cristian. ¿Ok? Un beso grande. Chao.
Thank you so much, Rudy,
No, you're
for everything.
welcome.
Isn't she amazing,
Welcome.
guys? Oh my God. Mwah, mwah. Thank you for everything you do. Wow. She's done so much. It blows me away. It shows us where we got to get to, honestly.
It really does. Crossing barriers.
That's right.
Crossing barriers.
Yeah.
I need to learn Spanish.
Yeah, you do. We're working on it, though.
I'm gonna learn Spanish.
Yeah, we're working on it. He knows a little bit.
A little bit.
So maybe by next year,
We'll
you know?
be ready?
Yeah.
I'll be ready. I'm going to learn it.
Okay, good.
Putting that task on myself.
Okay, good. I like it. So with that being said, I love Rudy so much. We've got another amazing speaker tonight, and we're just going to go jump right into it.
Right.
She is an amazing TV host, radio personality, international motivational speaker, advocate for human rights, freedom fighter. I could go on, and a fighter for elderly rights for what she's done, which you will hear about it directly from her. And so coming right up next as our speaker is Miss Kerri Kasem. Please welcome her. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I really love that we're celebrating the International Day of Human Rights. It's such an important day to celebrate and to talk about because human rights are probably the most important subject we could be talking about today. And I know a little bit about that. I had to fight for my father's own human rights when they were taken from him. It led to a huge public court case, but it also led to me creating a bill across the United States of America that would allow adult children to see their parents when an uncooperative caretaker was keeping them away from them. I took the United for Human Rights materials and I went state to state getting laws passed so that parents could see their adult children. And I've actually gone to Congress. The United for Human Rights materials are extremely powerful. So empower yourself, know your rights. I love United for Human Rights Florida. Why? Because they're out there working with all types of organizations and groups of people from all walks of life. They don't just talk the talk. They're out there walking the walk, educating kids, students, adults, businessmen, religious leaders, women, girls, and everyone else in between. And that's the only way we're going to start making a change in society. The power of educating one person on their human rights is the difference between a communistic Marxist leader or someone who loves and respects and cares for humanity. That's the difference. If every child was educated on their human rights today, then tomorrow we would finally see the world that we have been dreaming of for so long come to fruition. And in order to achieve that, it starts with educating yourself, educating your household, and passing it on to your neighbor, your fellow church member, your colleague at work, or a peer in school. The more every single person does that, the better chance we have at creating a sane and promising tomorrow. Now that's how it grows. And it all starts with individuals just like every single person watching this tonight. And that's you. That's exactly how it started with the United for Human Rights volunteers who have joined us tonight for this event. And that brings me to my next point. Tonight, I'm super excited because I get to announce a very special award to some very special individuals. You see, Kasem Cares, my nonprofit, and I got awarded the same award 2 years ago. I flew to Washington, D.C. to receive my Presidential Volunteer Service Award. And this award is only awarded to individuals who dedicate their own time and efforts towards a community cause for no personal benefit to themselves, except to know that their communities are becoming better and safer places. And United for Human Rights this year has 14 volunteers who are going to be receiving this prestigious award. They have taken it upon themselves to help their community and the communities surrounding them. Across all of Florida, they have reached over 1 million people with the knowledge and empowerment of human rights. They have delivered seminars and webinars to schools, organizations, anti-human trafficking, and after-school programs. They've directly taught hundreds of kids what their rights are. They do everything from mailings to administrative work to executive management, public relations, community outreach, marketing, research, and the entire gamut of activities, which encompasses the organization that is United for Human Rights Florida. And the Presidential Volunteer Service Award is not a light deal to receive, but they've earned it. They've earned it well. Nonprofit organizations live, breathe, eat, and survive off of volunteers. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, the truth is that the village doesn't survive without the charities and nonprofit organizations within it, and it takes a group of dedicated individuals to keep that organization alive. United for Human Rights Florida is one of those organizations that rely on staunch volunteers to reach out into the community and get the job done. There are 3 categories of the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. The first is bronze, which means you need to volunteer for at least 100 hours in a year. Then silver, you need to volunteer for at least 250 hours in a year. And then you have gold, where you need to volunteer for at least 500 hours in 1 year. This year we have 14 awardees receiving a conglomerate of bronze, silver, and even 4 volunteers receiving gold. Bronze, Dory Cowitz, Susan Devlin, Joel Rambo, Chris Nickerson, Stephen Schaefer, and Nico Papaherklis. For silver, Kevin Perez, Kirk Burness, Trinity Golston, and Tim Ford. And finally for gold, Marit Hendrickson, Zara Imaza, Sandra Moreno, and Johnny Hilliard. Congratulations to all the volunteers for doing such an incredible job and dedicating themselves to the human rights cause. Thank you for what you do, and thank you everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm going to turn it back over to Christopher and Christian.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you, Kerri, for being amazing and for presenting these staunch, incredible volunteers with such a beautiful award. Now, I'll tell you something. I don't think most of them knew what was coming.
No, they didn't.
No, but this is the least we could do because these volunteers are, I mean, Kerri said it better than I could ever say it. They're the reason we exist. And we are so glad that they are here helping us and so dedicated. We know they have their own lives. They're busy people, but we are so, so glad that they're on board and part of the team. So I'm really excited that they got that award. I know that you as well have gotten that award once or twice. What was it? Tell us about that, King. Tell.
The Presidential Volunteer Service Medal is truly, it's an honor that we get from the work that we put in the community. You know, anybody can get this award. It's not limited to just organization leaders or organization executives. This is something that the presidential office of our country has put in place for anybody who's a community advocate to receive recognition for the countless amount of hours that you do. And if your organization, you're not certified, that's a simple process to be able to certify your volunteers and log their hours of community work. So if you're doing community work, please find an organization. We'd love you to come over to United for Human Rights Florida. Let us register you, log the hours you put in, educate others, and use your human right number 29 is your responsibility for human right education. Let us log those hours and get you awarded one day in the future.
I love it. I love it. That's exactly right. So now that our volunteers have just been incredible, they've been awarded, they're taking those medals home. I hope their necks don't start to hurt.
And the big gold medals.
It's a big thing right there. You know, I know it. You know it. So fortunately, not yet. They're not wearing two like you normally do, but they're going to get there soon. Maybe by next year, we'll see some of them back up here. So now I kind of want to touch a little bit about how you can get involved with United for Human Rights, with organizations, what you can do in your community, whether you are a teacher, you are a mother at home, you go to church, you're a student, no matter what it is, because there's so many ways and things you can do. And I want to give you a couple examples here, because you see, we work, for example, with the Broward County Public School System, and we've partnered and been working with the peer counselors, teachers down there on the other side of Florida for several years. And it's a great partnership because they take our material free of charge. Free of charge. Did we mention that at all today? Free of charge. Okay. And we send it over to them. They just add water and mix and teach human rights, teach anti-bullying, teach anti-human trafficking. We got lesson plans in that educator kit, which we showed you earlier. And we send it over to them. We also train the teachers on how to use it. I think to date, we've trained about 100 teachers from Broward County on how to use the program. And they've been reaching thousands of kids every year, teaching them human rights. And in fact, one of the upcoming awardees for tonight, or two, are from Broward County, which is really exciting. More on that later. And you've worked with someone more local, haven't you? Pinellas County, right?
Yep, Pinellas County over in St. Petersburg, Florida. We've worked with the Pinellas County Job Corps, and that investment, and I can say investment because what we're talking about is pouring into people's lives, changing culture. Understanding what human rights are allows people to truly understand what being humane is. Being humane and understanding what human rights are, they go hand in hand. And when you teach somebody what their human rights are, you're educating them how to take care of people.
True.
But better yet, how to take care of themselves, because you're human. We're all human.
Right.
We have to take care of each other. Now, Pinellas County Job Corps had a culture where kids were coming from Department of Justice, foster care. They were coming from literally off the streets. There was one kid that the basketball coach found walking down the street and said, "Hey, I need a basketball player. What are you doing today with yourself?" Wow. And matter of fact, because he was Gentleman of the Year.
That's right.
He was Gentleman of the Year last January, and he got his award. You know, it's truly, but being able to pour into people's lives, we've changed literally 90% culture on this campus, from disciplinary action, kids getting kicked off. They're now completing their trades faster.
Graduation rates, right?
Graduation rates went up, all from simply just educating them on their human rights, on how to educate themselves as well as their peers.
That's right. That's right. And another thing we do as well, which is kind of the opposite of this kind of community, but I don't know if y'all have heard of the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, JROTC. We've been talking to a Marine Corps member right here, retired Marine.
Hoorah!
You know it, hoorah. That's right. I wish I could say it, but thank you for your service, brother.
I appreciate it.
And, the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, it's a beautiful program. It's nationwide, and it's students that go to JROTC class in schools across the country, always taught by retired military officers and servicemen and women. And they learn leadership values, responsibility values, community service, just an overall beautiful life skill program where young students, high school students, learn how to lead a better life.
It prepares them for the future.
That's right. It prepares them for the future. Exactly. And so we worked with the Alabama JROTC program, and we started teaching these kids. I mean, they're some of the most beautiful, disciplined children I've ever worked with, actually.
Correct.
And my hat's off to them. My hat's off to Captain Tom Daniel, to Lieutenant Colonel Robert Barrow. If you're watching this, thank you for what you do. They're instructors out there. These kids are beautiful. They, lead incredible lives, whether they're going into the military or not. That's their own choice, but they lead incredible lives. And, partnering, learning about civil rights and human rights, and you put those two together, then you learn how to really treat mankind. It takes students from a view of what's happening around the world in other countries, what's happening at home, and then what can they do about the problems that they run into. whether it's with their parents, with their peers, and how can they change society. I remember one specific student told me, now I know that when I go, he plans on being in the Marine Corps, he mentioned, and he said, now I know that when I go out overseas, whether they're Americans or not, whether they have a constitution or not, I can always guarantee that they have the same human rights that I have.
Because we have rights no matter where we are.
That's right. And so that was powerful, because knowing that the leaders of tomorrow have that data today and that knowledge, they're going to change everything.
They are.
So with that being said, we're talking about partnerships, and we've got really the highlight of the evening. We've got the upcoming awards ceremony.
We do.
Which is the Champions for Freedom Awards ceremony. And I got super excited because every year we receive countless of nominations.
Yep.
We go through them with a committee, an awards committee. We have educators, leaders, community members that are in the community, working with the community and teaching them and promoting human rights.
Right.
And they send in these forms. We review them hours late into the night. We know we're on the phone, conference calling. Who are we going to pick? It's difficult, right?
It's difficult because you have some of them that are single pages, some of them 2-3 pages.
Yeah.
It's just you never
pictures,
pictures.
the whole,
quantifying what people are doing in the community. How do we say one act of kindness is greater than another act of kindness?
You can't.
It's hard. So the decision is not a simple decision, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly something hard that we have to sit down and take opinions from a multitude of people. I will tell you, me and Cristian do not make that decision by ourselves. It is not a favoritism choice.
Yeah.
It's truly overall perspective of everyone's input on how we select that individual or those individuals that are recognized for the work that they're doing.
That's exactly right. And I don't want to get too much into it because our next speaker will just lay it all out in terms of what it means and how they get it. But I do want to say to everyone that's out there that's working with us, that's working for human rights, thank you. From us to you, thank you for everything you do, because you're the difference between a society that is unchanging to the beautiful society we're trying to make and create. So thank you for everything you do, and we want to help you with everything that we can to continue to push forward your activities. So with that being said, our beautifully talented, amazing next speaker is an actress from an incredible current show, the Hallmark show called The Good Witch. And she's going to be presenting to you the champion for freedom and all of the heroes tonight. Please welcome Miss Catherine Bell.
Hi, I'm very happy to be joining you guys. Human rights are extremely important to me. In these troubled times of turmoil, confusion, social unrest, and questions that seemingly never get answered, let's be honest, human rights are the only answer. Because learning your human rights does so much more than just telling you what rights you're entitled to. By knowing your rights, you learn what self-respect is and how to respect others. You learn how to have confidence in the life you are meant to live and how to take responsibility for those around you to ensure that they too have the life they deserve to live. To me, human rights are the most fundamental tool that lay down the path so that all of humanity can work with one another. It brings people together because it connects us all through a network of something we all have, something that belongs and is a part of all of us, not because of what language we speak, what our career is, what God we believe in, or anything else, but because we are all born with these inalienable rights that are entitled to us simply for being humans on this planet Earth. I'm very honored to have the opportunity to present to you a very special set of awards tonight. Throughout the year, United for Human Rights Florida staff and volunteers work and partner with educators, leaders, and community advocates to help them bring the message of human rights to their communities and their groups. They not only provide a wide array of human rights educational resources for free to anyone interested in getting involved with the cause, but United for Human Rights also takes it a step further and helps individuals with pretty much anything they need help with to ensure that they have what they need in order to continue using their voices to stand up for human rights. Every year, United for Human Rights Florida awards partners and friends from across Florida who've made a noticeable and effective impact on their communities with human rights. They receive dozens of nominations, and the awards committee meticulously looks through each one to ensure they don't miss a single detail. To be specific, they are looking to see who will be awarded the Champion for Freedom Award for 2020. This is an award which is given to an individual who goes above and beyond the ordinary level of dedication and effort. They have made human rights a part of their everyday actions. But first, before I announce the Champion for Freedom Award for 2020, I want to let you all know that there are many people who nearly won. In fact, it was such a close call that the awards committee had to go back and forth for many days reviewing, cross-checking, and comparing each category to be able to fully decide who was going to take the prize. So even though only one person can take the award of Champion for Freedom for 2020, please know that there are many of you who sent in nomination forms and deserve to be equally praised and applauded for your hard work and your relentless efforts to make human rights known. That is why this year we'll be giving out 3 categories of awards. The first category will go out to people who have made a large impact in their communities and in their schools and organizations with human rights. Whether through seminars, outreach activities, or promoting and disseminating human rights, they have taken it upon themselves to stand out as human rights heroes amongst their peers. These awardees will be receiving a certification from United for Human Rights Florida as human rights heroes. Their certificate, which you will see on the screen, says, "For your outstanding efforts to teach and promote human rights. Thank you for defending the inalienable rights that are entitled to everyone." The Human Rights Hero certificates go to Aaliyah Herrera, Charles Hearns, Christy Brown, Claudia Vargas, Edgar Rodriguez, Elizabeth Reyes, Hector Escalona, Yvette Teira, Yvonne Cuchalon de Paucar, Jocelyn Sotolongo, Kike Posada, Kimberly Young, Loren Marino, Luis Gonzalez del Castillo Llanes, Marie Hudson, Melina Marcos, Neville Trim Louder, Omar Gutierrez, Patricia Robinson, Paul Paucar, Rose Edith Morgan, Queen Michaela Williams. The next category is a special award for several individuals that stood out as dedicated, staunch, and die-hard human rights legends. They took it upon themselves to not only advocate for human rights, but to make human rights an intrinsic part of their lives. All 3 of them were close runner-ups to winning the Champion for Freedom Award, and so they have been awarded the Honorary Freedom Fighter Award. They will receive an award and a certificate, which you will see on the screen. The Honorary Freedom Fighter Award goes to Rainey Nave, Sylvia Camejo, Keith Masterides. And finally, the Champion for Freedom Award goes out each year to just one person who takes it upon themselves to live, breathe, eat, and die for human rights. Our awardee started at a young age, visiting nursing homes and places of abandoned children. Later, after having overcome cancer, she visited foundations of children with cancer and supported them and fought to protect and help them safeguard their human rights. She's written 2 books, one directed to the human rights of children and one on constitutional interpretation. She's delivered classes and conferences from her profession as a lawyer to children's teachers, principals of schools, and law students. She's worked to protect vulnerable immigrants from Latin American countries, and her works and articles have been disseminated by national and international human rights organizations, reaching tens of thousands of people. In her own words, her biggest rewards have been the smiles, songs, dances, stories, and moments she shared and lived with each elderly and child that she has visited. The Champion for Freedom of 2020 goes to Diana Moreno. Congratulations, Diana. Very well done for all that you have done. All of the awardees will be mailed their certificates and awards. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Good night, and enjoy the rest of the event with Christopher and Christian.
That was amazing. You heard the words of Catherine Bell, and we want to thank her for all that she's done, and make sure you tune in and watch her show, The Good Witch. All the awardees that have received their awards today, I want to thank you for the work that you've done, the work that you plan on doing in the future as well, and working with United for Human Rights Florida. We cannot be more thankful than what we've done today, and we can't wait to award you again in the future. And ask your friends, sign up more. You can do exactly what they did. Start your own chapter. You don't have to follow us. You can follow your own lead. You can be the president yourself. In your own community. We're looking for leaders in Clearwater, in St. Petersburg, in Arizona. We're looking for them in New York, in Texas. Wherever you are, we're looking for you to join us in educating humanity on their 30 human rights. Right, Christian?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. The more people that get involved, the more we'll be able to change the community. And that's why, we need more people on board. We are so glad to have partners like everyone that was just awarded tonight. And if you check out these awards, they're just beautiful what they're going to be getting. We're going to be mailing them out. Diana Moreno, well done and congratulations for winning Champion for Freedom of 2020. You get this amazing award, and we're just really glad to be able to work with you, and we hope to be able to continue to work with you. You've got the human rights hero in the back over there, Kimberly Young, as well as about 20 or so other awardees won that, as well as 3 awardees that were the honorary freedom fighters, and they're gonna get this beautiful award, this crystal with engraving. And we just wanna thank everyone. We're gonna be mailing this out to you. So you're gonna get it, it's gonna be nice and wrapped, don't you worry. And let us know when you get it, let us know what you think about it. Send us a selfie with it. But we do need people out there working. We need individuals out there to step up, to get on board. Definitely. We encourage you to do that,
Definitely do.
Tell them how they can get involved.
Well, definitely. There's a lot of easy ways to support and work with United for Human Rights Florida in educating the communities on human rights. You can come to the center, log on to humanrightsflorida.com. You can also log on to our Instagram and social media. We can reach out to us there. We're also on Facebook. Definitely, and you don't have to be doing seminars in person. You can do seminars via webinars. Zoom is a platform we're all using right now. So even if you're not there, we can train you via Zoom in your own home, mail the kit to you, and you can host your own seminars right at home. There's always a way, because there's always a will.
I love it. That's exactly right. And so if you want to get involved, no matter what you're involved in your community, just reach out to us, DM us, private message us, shoot us an email. All of our contact information is on our social media. Yep. We'll be happy to help you. We've got t-shirts, we've got hats, we've got tote bags, banners, all the human rights material, which we had on the table earlier, and all of that is free of charge for anyone that wants to come on board and just help on a volunteer basis in your own communities. So please just...
Say that one more time.
I got you.
Free.
All of it.
Free. Like, don't cost them nothing.
The shirts, the material, the booklets, the guide, the DVD, all of it.
I want to make sure they heard that one more time. Free.
Yep, that part. And that's why it's got to be free. I mean, how can you put a price on human rights? That's the thing, you're putting a price on freedom. What is the price of freedom? We're going to do everything we can do to help individuals reach that freedom, right?
It's our responsibility.
That's exactly right. It's our responsibility. Amen, brother. Amen. So get involved. There's a lot of people out there already doing amazing work. You saw the volunteers tonight. You saw the awardees. You saw the champions, the freedom fighters. And there's so many more that we just didn't have the time to squeeze into this event. But we want to thank all of you for everything you're doing, whether you're out in the community or you're at home, virtually working on it, helping us as an administrator, or opening up your own chapters and working in your own schools. Please continue to do that, because that's what we need. So we want to give you a little snippet of one of our partners, which is just a little cool video that's going to show you and give you hopefully an idea of what you can do once all of this
is over,
right? all of this.
Stay safe, stay well.
Yeah, please. And follow what you got to follow so that you're healthy. But this video was taken, we did this event a year ago or so, actually almost 2 now, 2019. It is a beautiful video of a march that we held in partnership with Peace Jam Southeast.
Yeah, Tallahassee, right?
As was up in Tallahassee at the Florida State University. So we're going to show you that video now, and we'll be right back and enjoy the videos. It gives you ideas. How do you think that we can change the world that we live in? Right. How do you get people to change and stop committing human rights violations?
Wow, what an amazing video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed that. The Peace Jam was a work of art in its own. Working with our partners up in Tallahassee, Florida, that was a joy, truly a joy. And while we're thanking those individuals that put together that Peace Jam, I want to also thank our guests of today, Ms. Kerri Kasem, Catherine Bell, Erika Christensen, as well as Ruddy Rodriguez, who was here in person, and truly the work that she's doing and the work that all of them are doing. Thank you all. Truly, it is unequatable to how you guys are giving back to society while still working in your careers and your fields. It's truly how the sacrifice that they make, being and showing a united front. And my executive director, Cristian Vargas, truly thank you so much for all that you do, the work you've done, even organizing today's event. Truly it shows the level of commitment you have for educating human rights into the program. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you.
Oh man, thank you. And those are humbling words, brother, but you don't got to say that. You know it. I mean, it's a pleasure for me to be able to work alongside you and alongside all of our partners, everyone out there, our volunteers, all of our beautiful guest speakers tonight. And I want to thank you as well, brother, because it takes a team. You can't do this alone, and you're right there, right by my side. We are mano a mano. There's nothing else to it. We're mano to mano. So thank you for what you do, brother. And let's just keep going. Let's keep moving forward together. Together we can make it go right. So let's do it.
Definitely. We can definitely make that happen. And by him saying that, we're talking about having a united front. Being united in the efforts that we do, working together, regardless of our differences, regardless of what society and social issues or we're faced with every day, we have to work together to get the job done. We want to work with you. We want you to work with us. With that being said, I want to leave you guys today with a video that was created by a local community person. Truly an individual with an artistic mindset, Mr. Teron Lexton. He is the son of our international founder, Ms. Mary Shuttlesworth, who founded and started United for Human Rights and Youth for Human Rights International. Thank you for all that you're doing, madam. Truly, it's an honor to even work in your program. I take it to heart. And as I go today, thank you all. I want you to have a great evening and check out our video, United.
TED, the world will be a better place, As ink pulls from my pen, pain pulls from my heart. Knowing there's kids somewhere that actually starve. Take the time out, close your eyes, just picture this. No color, no hate, nemesis or differences. TV is filling me with scenes of negativity, but we can control it if we cooperate willingly. We came a long way, but got so much further to go. Guns kill, but hatred destroys us the most. And the problem could never be solved, you see. Human rights define the word equality. If we don't respect and love each other, we're just living a lie. Because united starts with you and I, you feel me?
A better place this world would be. We're all in this game, can't you see? We're all a part of this family tree. A better place this world would be. We're all in this game, can't you see? We're all a part of this family tree.
We all are born free and equal, free to walk and free to talk, free to dance, free to jump and free to prance. And what I'm saying, gotta keep it together, no matter how bad the weather. It will be alright, keep it tight, cause we all got our freedom rights every day, from the night to the broad daylight. Don't discriminate, learn to appreciate, so you don't have to imitate. Don't be the one to hate, it's never too late. You got the right to life, innocent till proven guilty. You can say you like. Gotta get the education, don't throw it away. Know your human rights, cause it can help you someday.